Hey guys, it's Walonio on my main channel, Flanders Don't know if you guys have heard of it, but I was planning on making a video, nearly a year ago, actually, at this point, about like sort of like the Waluigi Stadium revolution, and just like how like a bunch of like top level players were playing Waluigi Stadium, improving a bunch, and I finished the script in either like February or April of this year, 2025. And then I worked on the video on and off like since then, and I think I'm gonna just call it scrapped for now. Because it's been like nearly 6 months since I last worked on it. The information being talked about is pushing a year old. And I need to clear stuff off my computer, and all the media I have downloaded for it is just taking up a lot of space. And so, again, I just don't think it's in my best interest to continue making this video. However, I don't want to like completely screw you guys out of, a video from me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload what I have done of the video so far. And you can kind of tell like where it's going, just based off like the first few minutes, I feel. But yeah, I guess that'll sort of like give you an insight into like the creation process. A couple things to note. One, there's no intro audio. I somehow deleted the file for like my intro voiceover. No idea where it could have gone, but yeah, that's just it's lost media. So yeah. And yeah, so there's that. And then other thing, I will include a link to the script for this video in the description, so you can sort of like, still like understand the story and like what I was going to talk about. But I scrapped it because, again, one, I just wasn't getting like any work done on it. Two, it was just a really long video to make, and three, the video like itself was just kind of like boring. Like, I'm reading the script now, like it was just like, oh, this player got this time, this player got this time, this player got this time, and like it's just, I don't think it would have been a super interesting video, and it definitely would not have been worth the length it was going to be. So yeah. So again, nothing personal against Waluigi Stadium enthusiasts, nothing personal against the people I talked about in this video. It's just I don't think it's in my best interest to continue making this. I hope you guys can understand, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy what little of the video is done.
This story unofficially starts in May of 2022. Goomba had been grinding the track in order to reclaim his course record and improve his fastest lap record. While grinding the fast lap, he had an idea. Since at least 2005, it had been known that one of the two fastest mushroom spots on the track was through a mud section after the first turn. It was already faster to drive through this mud even without a mushroom, but the mushroom nullified the speed loss from the mud. Traditionally, runners had waited until the boost from the mini turbo into the mud had nearly depleted before using the mushroom to maximize the amount of time boosting, and so that the mushroom boost ended right when you were leaving the mud. However, in 2022, Goomba would officially revolutionize the fast lap. Instead of waiting for the mini turbo to dwindle down, he would use the mushroom almost immediately after releasing the mini turbo. Although not getting the full mini turbo boost would cost him a bit of time, that time would be gained back. Since the mushroom ends a little earlier, it makes it easier to take the following U-turn, allowing for a tighter line and making up for the previous time lost. So, Goomba got to improving his flap, and within the span of 2 weeks, he took it from a 30.452 to a 30.201, a full quarter of a second of time save. This strategy was provenly faster and provided quite the advantage to active runners. Since the older runners hadn't implemented this faster strategy and the newer runners could, there was an opportunity for a big ranking improvement. Two runners would hop on the new strategy almost immediately. First, Ideas would cut her lap down from a 13th place 30.741 to an 8th place 30.652. Then, in late June, Matthew Smith would improve his time, cutting 0.3 off his PR to take his lap all the way down to 30.500 and jump from 15th to 2nd place, which was his best ranked time ever at the time. One more runner would also take heavy interest in the track. His name was Jack Lacka, and Waluigi Stadium was easily his specialty. He liked that the track meshed extremely well with his skill set. He didn't need to crank out a bunch of fast maneuvers and instead could rely on his good lines to improve on the track. In late June, he improved his lap time to 26th place and course time to 18th. A couple weeks later, he was able to further excel on this course, improving his lap all the way to 11th place. This was extremely impressive for him, considering he was only ranked number 49, meaning this track was significantly above average for him. The rest of the year was pretty dormant for top-level Waluigi Stadium activity. 2023 would be a bit more active, with a few runners setting top-level times. First, Matthew Smith would cut another 50 milliseconds off of his lap in March, still remaining in second place but closing the gap a bit between him and the world record. Then, in May of that year, Xander J would improve his lap time from 15th place to 7th. This was pretty big for him, as it beat Quidere, the former world record holder, by just 1 millisecond, making it the fastest time in the world for the 50Hz game mode, his first 50Hz world record. For those who don't know, Mario Kart Double Dash was released in 2003, which is not long after TVs in Europe and Australia switched over from 50 to 60 frames per second. In order to accommodate for this, in the PAL version of the game, there will be a pop-up asking if you want to play the game in 50Hz or 60Hz. You'll usually see the older veteran players using 50Hz and the newer top players using 60Hz. 50Hz and 60Hz are effectively identical, with the only difference being that 50Hz is just playing the same game at 5/6 the speed. This has been a hotly debated topic in the community over the years, but as of the time I'm uploading this, both game modes are fully allowed on the leaderboards. Xander J's lap was the fastest lap set on 50Hz at the time, making it the 50Hz world record.
This wouldn't last for too long though. In July, Matilda would improve both of her Waluigi Stadium times. She dropped her 3-lap by nearly half a second, from a 136.124 to a 135.642. Although this only made her go up one spot, from 4th to 3rd, it did beat Quidere, allowing her to claim the 50Hz world record for the 3-lap. Then she improved her lap from a 5th place .637 to a 3rd place 30.463. Since her old lap was set on 60Hz and her new one was set on 50, it allowed her to sweep the 50Hz records on the track. The remainder of 2023 would again be quite dormant for the track at the top level.